Hello, welcome. In today's video we are talking about 5 little mistakes and really 5 adjustments that you can make to help your ukulele sound better. Sometimes there are things that you don't know what you're doing wrong, and so hopefully we will find a few in this video that you can fix, and they're all fixable today. So let's get started because I do not like long intros. The first mistake that a lot of beginners make is the ukulele positioning. So I see that a lot of people want to hold their ukulele with the fretboard down here, which inevitably for a lot of people causes the wrist to come up here. So this is really not something that you want to do because it does a few bad things for your posture. First, it's creating tension that will later cause problems further up the arm. Secondly, it makes the fingers really short, and so I get so many people that say like, Miss B or Bernadette, I can't reach those chords, and the ukulele is a really small instrument, so I know that there could be something wrong with the thumb, and we'll talk about the thumb in a future or in another point here on this video. But bring the positioning of the instrument up. In my class, I talk about like the clock. I do say like if you have your headstock at 12 o'clock and this is 1 o'clock and this is 2 o'clock, I like it at around 2 or 2:30. So the positioning is really important, and when you come to hold the instrument, make sure that that wrist is not up. All right, this is another mistake that I see people make with their instrument positioning. The distance of the headstock from your body is not something that we often talk about. So if the ukulele is actually too close to where it's almost where your, I was gonna call this an elbow, almost where your shoulder is, that's way too close. That's going to bring the arm out this way, or it's gonna create some weirdness. So relax, breathe. And then have the ukulele just kind of a little bit away from your shoulder. I could probably fit, a hand and a half worth here. Like it's about a foot of space in here. And have the hand come up where it's natural. And the ukulele should come to you. You shouldn't be the one trying to work your way around it. So sit as if you were just unfolded, like pretend there's a string on top of your head and pull on it. If you're slouching, if you're crunching, that's not good. So pull on that imaginary string and breathe. So I'm gonna show you the sideways view. Okay, so I'm not crunching. See how weird this looks? I pull on the string. Drop the shoulders. And the ukulele is coming to me. And it's touching here, but not here. Now it does sit a little differently when there's a strap. So let me show it, how it looks. But, I mean, it's not here, you know? It's not bending the wrist like this because it's so close. It's a little further out. Okay? The next mistake that my students make that's also a super easy fix is that they do not keep the nails on their chording hand super duper short. And I'm talking like you should be able to see the flesh from the front. Please do not hurt yourself, but it should not be long. So I keep the nails on this hand long so that I can pick. I like the sound of fingernails. Some people don't. I have friends that don't have the fingernails. They can still pick, but I like the sound. But anyway, on this hand, the nails should be very, 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 very short. And that will help you to make clean sounding chords. So, for example, because my nails are short, I can play with the top tip, not the bottom tip, the top tip of the finger, and it sounds really clean. I can hear each string. If I were to have long nails, let's do the example of like doing this on the other hand. My fingers have to flatten out to compensate because I can't do this. I can't do this because the nail's touching the fretboard. So I have to compensate, and I mute because I can't really bring it up without. See how that sounds? So keep the nails on the fretboard hand really short. You can keep both short. I like short and long. Sometimes when I get a manicure, like if it's the first time that someone's doing my hands, they're like trying to file these down. They get so confused. But I let them know, like I play ukulele and then they understand. I don't think anyone has really noticed while I'm out and about that the hands are uneven. So don't worry too much about that. Okay, this is a really picky one that I talk about often. And those of you who are my students know that I will mention it quite a few times during a lesson. You might not be tuning before every practice and during every practice. Some people tune their ukulele in the beginning when it's new, and they tune, and then they haven't tuned in days, weeks, months, hopefully not years, because the strings set. And although the strings can set, just like what happened during this video, the AC turned on. When the AC turns on, or when it's off, or when there's a change in temperature, the strings will shift a little bit. Just like with heat, things expand. When there's a change in temperature, your strings will change too. So maybe the changes have happened so gradually that they're not noticeable 1 or 2 days in, but after a week, the ukulele is kind of not in tune anymore. So I tell my students to practice tuning before they're about to play, sometimes even during, and definitely I like to tune after, like just before putting the ukulele away or on my wall, just so that it's ready for me, like closer in tune for the next time that I practice. Something else that tuning often will do is that it will change your ear. You'll be able to tell when a ukulele is out of tune just by listening to it, because you're so used to what it's supposed to sound like that when it's just a little bit off, you'll be able to determine that it's off. And so if you've ever wondered, like, how do those people, like, how can they listen to something by ear and know what it's supposed to sound like? It really is just, we practice a little bit every day, just like tuning every day, and you'll get that. The last mistake that I see a lot of my students make is that they find their hands to feel a little too short. They say, well, you have really long fingers, like I can't do it. And so that's like a really quick fix that we're gonna do right now. And the reason that I know that nobody's fingers are too short for this in general is because I used to teach at a Japanese elementary school. I taught lower elementary, and some of my students had tenor ukuleles and they could reach these chords just by applying this little tip. So go to the back of your ukulele and kind of, as you're looking at it, look at where the 2nd fret is. So this is 1st fret, 2nd fret. Okay, so now I'm going to look at the back, and I'm going to draw an imaginary dot on the center. That's where I would like for you to put your thumb, okay? Now, try to see how far you can reach the instrument. You should almost be able to reach like the back of the chords back there. It should be such a nice reach, okay? Everyone's hands are a little different, so you might be able to reach here at the edge, but that's enough, because if you have the thumb on the back center, that means that you can play your chords. Now, a little bit more on the thumb. Your thumb should not move with every single chord shape. Now, what do I mean by move? It could shift a little bit like, kind of like a door hinge, but it should not be like moving up and down like crazy. It should kind of stay in the general location of that 2nd fret, as long as you're working with chords that are in the first like 4 frets, which is most of us when we're beginners. If you have the thumb in that position, it'll really help you shifting chords, because you'll have your anchor. Now notice that it does move a little bit, but there's almost like a glued dot, and I just have the thumb moving this way. So when I play C, it's pretty parallel to what the frets would be, but when I go to G7, it comes down. Ah! Bad example. And back. So there is some movement going on, but in general it stays there. I'm not doing this and then moving it up here. And I even got a buzz now. So try to leave the thumb where it's at and have your hand pivot and door hinge around the chords that you're playing. If you were making a ukulele mistake that you fixed and it just totally changed your world, please let us know in the comments below so that other people can browse through there, and maybe the mistake that you were making will really help somebody else, like maybe they're making that mistake too. And if you have something that is just not working with your instrument and it wasn't fixed in this video, let us know in the comments below so that we can help you out. And now if you'd like to join our Facebook community, we have a Facebook group called Ukelandia, and we share our new ukuleles, questions, progress videos, and all kinds of fun stuff, so I hope to see you there. In this video, I've been playing the Nova ukulele by Enya. I really like this ukulele because it is waterproof. It has really nice, comfortable space from the strings to the fretboard, so it's not difficult to play those bar chords. It's super easy on the hands. It's lightweight, it's skinny, and it has an individual player sound hole, so that's pretty cool. So I'll link this down below if you're interested in a really fun ukulele. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one. Sayonara!